One of the great statesmen in American history, Martin Luther King Jr., was a good friend of the Jews, and the Jews were good friends of Martin Luther King. We're going to discuss his legacy. Let's leave today on a good note. One of the great statesmen in American history, and I mean this, one of the greatest of all time, is a guy I've got a lot of admiration for, and it's this guy. That's Martin Luther King Jr. Look what he said here. When people criticize Zionists, they mean Jews. You are talking about anti-Semitism. This is a firm, strong believer in Israel. Here's one of the last speeches he made. He said, "Peace for Israel means security, and we must stand with all of our might to protect its right to exist." Way to go, MLK. And why the black community has forgotten his contribution to America, to freedom, to equaling the playing field between black and white is beyond me. Is it because he was just 50 years ago? I don't get it.
Well,
they're tearing down his statue.
Yeah,
he's one of the greatest Americans who ever lived.
They're tearing him down when they find out that he was a Republican. They're tearing him down when they find out that he was marching against the Democrat Party. They're tearing him down because what he was saying is not what they're pushing for today. They're absolutely pushing for segregation. He was against that. I mean, they got these black dormitories, right? Black only dormitories. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I got better than that. Remember 2 weeks ago, we talked about Harvard has black graduation. You can't go if you're not black.
Yes. Parties for people of color only.
Well, United Airlines will hire you if you're a black, trans, whatever.
That's crazy.
I suppose they find out if you can fly a plane somewhere in their interview process. I mean, that's
it's on the job training. Just get up there and let's figure it out.
Hey, can you fit in the uniform? You look good. You can be co-pilot today.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll go fine.
With those high heels.
And pearls. Dave, I think back on Martin Luther King when he was marching in Selma. He was out in front of that group. George Wallace had the fire hoses and the dogs biting the guys, and it was just horrible. You know who was marching arm in arm with him? White Jews.
Oh, yeah.
Brothers in arms. Why? Because equality means everybody. Religion, color, national origin, political belief, and so on. And we've gone backwards a lot. Because if he was here today,
they would hate him.
They'd hate him as a Republican. As a Republican, he wanted guns. He wanted freedom, right? He wanted the ability to say whatever you wanted. He wanted lower taxes. He wanted everybody to get into all the schools. He didn't believe in segregation. He said he wanted people judged by their deeds, not the color of their skin. Yes, what happened?
It's just like everything else. The left, they take everything and they twist it. They took the word gay and twisted it. Remember Fred Flintstone, Gay Old Time? They took the rainbow and twisted it. Everything that was positive in this nation, they've taken it and twisted it and said that it was theirs. Even Abraham Lincoln, which was a Republican, they're taking that and twisting it, trying to say that he was a Democrat because he freed the slaves. They want to push away the truth. The truth does not exist here, Barry. The truth does not exist there. And this is what it is. That's your truth. That's your truth. No, there's only one truth. It's not your truth, their truth, our truth. It's one truth. But they hate that one truth. So they want to make everything else up. It's changing because they want this division in the country. They can't. And I've said this too, Barry. Imagine this. When President Trump was in office and people were going to work, businesses were coming back to America, meeting at the White House, and they were making pledges to President Trump to bring these jobs back. People were working, people were happy. The stock market was going through the roof. Black people were working, Hispanics were working. Prosperity was on the rise in America, Barry. So with that happening, that means positive things are happening. The left, they can't stand that. They can't handle that because that means they are no longer needed. See, they want to create chaos. They want to create animosity, and they create it. If they don't create it, they take advantage of it. So they can try to swoop in and try to act like they are there to save the day. Same thing with is on our border. They're creating this crisis just so they can sweep in and try to act like they're there to save the day. They're causing all of this, the division we're seeing, everything. That's the reason why they're not even actually adhering to what Martin Luther King was saying, because it's just the opposite, because they can't have unity, because if we have unity, no one's going to pay attention to them.
It's a shame because he was killed for wanting to change America. America changed because of him. And now it seems like it's changing back.
Yep, they're trying.
Really sad.